are continuing to closely follow the state's vaccine rollout.
Now, like we told you last night, supply for the coronavirus vaccine is now outpacing demand. A little more than 20,000 doses were given out across the state yesterday. That's less than half of what was being given out this time last week. During a live conversation tonight on ABC 17 News at 6:30, the assistant director of the Columbia-Boone County Health Department told us it does not plan to order any more doses till its current supply is used up.
We had about 2,300 doses available. We ended up giving out about 500 doses. So yes, we have quite a few doses left over. Because of that, we are not going to be ordering any more vaccine until we are sure that we've got a plan to use all these doses.
If you'd like to watch more of tonight's Q&A, you can visit our website, abc17news.com.
Governor Mike Parson says he hopes to have a new health director within the next 2 months. It's after the former leader, Dr. Randall Williams, resigned on Tuesday. In a statement today, Governor Parson said he felt it was in the best interests of his office and cabinet to part ways with Dr. Williams. A specific reason for his departure is still not given out, but the governor did say the pandemic created a, quote, stressful environment and that he pushes his cabinet members hard. Williams led the health department since 2017.
The United States sets out on the road to cut greenhouse gases in half by the end of this decade.
And on this Earth Day, leaders from more than 40 countries gathered for a climate summit.
The U.S. hosted today's virtual summit. It's part of the Paris Climate Agreement that President Biden rejoined upon taking office. The presidents of Russia and China were both present despite rising tensions with the U.S. During the summit, President Biden pledged to cut fossil fuel emissions by 52% by 2030. He says the causes and consequences of climate change are undeniable. Biden says reducing emissions will also help the economy.
Those that do take action and make bold investments in their people and clean energy future will win the good jobs of tomorrow and make their economies more resilient and more competitive.
During a Senate speech today, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell called the administration's plan costly and ineffective. The two-day climate summit will continue tomorrow.
City leaders are wanting some more answers when it comes to resettling people displaced by climate change. Today, a group of mayors from a dozen major U.S. cities called on President Biden to consult them about his plans. Currently, there is no financial protections offered to people impacted by things like drought, rising seas, and wildfires. The White House says an issue report on the matter is expected in August. The U.S. is one step closer to having 51 states, but the move still faces an uphill battle.
The House of Representatives approved a bill that would grant Washington, D.C. statehood. The legislation now heads to the Senate, where it will still need to get a 2/3 majority vote. As of now, it does not appear to have enough support to pass. Democrats have framed the measure as a civil rights issue. Republicans argue if the U.S. gets a new state, it should happen through a constitutional amendment. Back in Missouri, a state Senate committee has voted against funding Medicaid expansion. Last year, Missouri voted to extend government health care to thousands of low-income adults. But now Republican legislators are arguing over whether to pay for it. The Senate Budget Committee voted today 7-7 on the proposal. The tie vote means the proposal failed. It would have set money aside to pay for the program. It's now up to the full Senate to decide how to pay for it.
And students at the University of Missouri could start paying more for tuition this fall. Curators got together today to discuss a 5% tuition hike. The increase will allow it to hire more faculty and provide more learning resources for students. A university spokesperson tells us MU is working to keep up as students opting for other institutions they feel have more resources. A final decision on the increase will be made next month.
Charges have been filed against a woman accused of abandoning a corpse. Prosecutors charged 41-year-old April Hansen today. She's accused of leaving the body at a hotel in the 3100 block of Wingate Court following a drug overdose. According to court documents, Hansen told officers she attempted to do CPR on the victim before leaving the hotel room. Kenneth Jones is also charged in the case. He's being held in the Boone County Jail on a $25,000 cash-only bond. We're learning more about a deadly stabbing in Phelps County.
Kimberly Wriston and Josue Martinez are accused in the death of Donald Welfley. Prosecutors charged the couple with first-degree murder and other crimes today. According to court documents, surveillance video showed what appeared to be them planning to stab the victim at the Economy Inn in St. James. Martinez then took a pocket knife from Wriston. Police say he used that knife to stab Wealthy 12 times. A trial date has been set for a Jefferson City teen accused of murder. Jawan Worley is charged as an adult in the death of corrections officer Justin Camrick during an attempted robbery back in 2018. The 9-day trial will begin on September 7th. It comes more than a year after his original court trial had to be rescheduled because of the pandemic. And some area drugstores now sell COVID-19 at-home tests.
The test kits were sent out to pharmacies this week. The test, called Binax Now, was created by Abbott and uses a nasal swab, which gives results in about 15 minutes. We're told the self-test antigen kit is around 95% accurate for people who are showing symptoms. The kit contains 2 tests, which are to be used 36 hours apart, and the test is approved for anyone at least 2 years old.
Testing is still very important. Until everyone in the world is fully vaccinated, we're going to continue to need to use tests to make sure that we contain any outbreaks and don't have more and more spread of COVID.
Local health leaders say if you do test positive with an at-home test, you should still notify your doctor.
India is battling rapidly rising COVID-19 cases. Today, the country reported almost 315,000 new cases, making it the highest single-day increase anywhere in the world since the pandemic started. India also set a new death record at 2,100. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Health leaders say the majority of patients needing hospital beds are under the age of 50. Some facilities have started even turning away patients.
Just ahead on ABC 17 News at 10, where the news comes first.
Funeral services were held today for the 20-year-old killed during a traffic stop in Brooklyn Center. Coming up, hear from Dante Wright's mother.
Plus, the U.S. Senate has overwhelmingly passed an anti-Asian hate crimes bill. After the break, we'll bring you a statement from Missouri Senator Josh Hawley on why he voted against it.
And rain's on the way back in as we get into tonight, but could be even affecting the weekend plans. I'm tracking whether or not we need to have those backups ready. Coming up.